Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. I am a spiritual mentor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Whenever you are seeing this, I hope you are good wherever you are. Today we're going to be doing a video about 7 things that you are doing wrong probably when you are releasing. And I'm just saying probably just so you don't take the drag personal, but these are things that you're doing. I know these are things that you're doing because these are things that I have done. Remember, I only drag y'all because I wish I had somebody to drag me. But I thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, we're going to be getting into 7 things that you're probably doing wrong in your releasing. And when we're talking about releasing in your emotional healing, in your emotional reprogramming, as you're trying to unlearn things, let things go, healing insecurities, inner child trauma, shadow work, all of those things require some type of release. And a lot of people I've been seeing, have been talking about what it really truly means to release your emotional baggage, not just talking about your emotions, but feeling your emotions in your body, being mindful of that, what that looks like, what that feels like. A lot of times we can miss the mark on releasing. So that's what we're going to be getting into. And I just started offering releasing services. So one-on-one releasing sessions with me. I can't believe this is something that I didn't think about sooner, to be honest, but I've done every kind of session, but allowed you guys to come with me and just release. I'm super, super, super excited to present this service to you guys. And there's 2 options, a mini releasing and a full releasing. So basically what the releasing services consist of is 2 parts, a reading. So of course, a tarot and oracle reading, a drag based on whatever you want to release. I would definitely recommend writing down some stuff that have been bothering you. This could be old thought systems. This could be if you need to cord cut somebody, self-esteem issues. This could be for any type of relationship trauma. Literally, nothing is off limits. No matter what you are dealing with, no matter what the trigger warning may be, I have seen it all and I've experienced a lot of things. So be open, be transparent. Don't feel any type of way about what you might be wanting to release or what you might be wanting to let go of. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like people might hear that I'm doing releasing sessions, or they might be interested, but they also might be like, I don't know if I want to really trauma dump like that. Like, people literally get in my sessions and y'all worry about crying and trauma dumping. You literally paid to trauma dump. You literally paid to cry and literally give it to me. Give it to me so you don't have to deal with it. Give it to me. Give it to God. With me, we'll work it out. So just be ready to get into it, whatever the case may be. But whatever you have going on, whatever you need to release, wherever it comes from, we're going to be doing a reading to give you more clarity on how that's been affecting you and all of the areas of your life it's been affecting you in. And the last part of the reading or the session is going to be the work. So we're either going to do a guided meditation together. I'll guide you through writing out your releasing work with some sound bowl healing that I'll be doing to help you in your expression, in your honesty. Also movement. I might have you get up, do some movement. Different things that we're going to be doing to help us release, different work that I'm going to be doing with you guys. Cord cuttings. We'll do cord cuttings if needed. Candle work, if you do candle work, if that's your thing, whatever you like to do. I want to basically cater the work to what you already enjoy, what you already know works for you spiritually, and we're going to do it together. And of course, you'll be set up with tools to work on it on your own. So release with me, guys. Get into it. So the 2 sessions, the mini is 45 minutes. It's a 25-minute read and 20-minute work, and that is $65. And then the full is 90 minutes, which is $100. It's not a fucking deal. I already know. $100, 90 minutes, and we do 50 minutes of reading and 40 minutes of work, I believe. Or it might be, is it 45? I think it's 50 minutes of reading and 40 minutes of work. But no matter which one you get, of course, if you've ever done any kind of reading with me, it's going to be in depth. It's going to get you together. It's going to give you what you need. And I'm super, super, super excited about doing these. And if you're interested in booking one of those, make sure you check the description box down below for the link. I'm going to have it, popping up on the screen. So you guys remember to check the description box and book if you want one. And, like I've been saying, I want my work to be more transformational. I want it to be more tangible. I want you to walk away from a session with me feeling different, being different from top to bottom. If that's really what you need, I want to give that to you. So yeah, that is the tea. That is the new session. I hope that sounds good to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about it down below. So yeah, guys, that is the tea about the new service. All about releasing. Releasing is super, super important. And that's definitely the energy we're stepping into with the end of this year. You guys know we just started reading Sacred Woman in the book club. It's not too late to get involved. And I'm doing my inner child course right now. So there's a lot of there's a lot of transformation in the air. There's a lot of great things going on. And of course, I want you guys to tap into it. So if releasing has been on your heart, if you've been wanting to release, let's get into these 7 things that you are probably doing wrong in your releasing. So the first thing, underestimating the power of your grudge or your hate. That's the first thing. A lot of us have grudges towards people that have hurt us. We don't trust because of them. We think about them and our faces turn up. We can't stand them. We don't want to look at them. Like, we just disgusted by this person. We have a lot of vitriol for this person. You hate them. You might not want to say you do, but you do. You know, hate is truly the opposite of love. If you think about somebody every day and you love them, you're going to be thinking about them all the time, and you're going to have a smile on your face, and you're going to see things that remind them of you, and you're going to be just so happy and so warm. You're going to lay in bed at night thinking about them, and everything is going to be reminding you of beautiful things about them. When you hate somebody, when you have a grudge that you're holding on to somebody, when you have a lot of anger and rage and frustration toward a certain person, everything that reminds you of them or y'all together is going to give you a bad taste in your mouth. It can even ruin your day. You know, you might see them on Instagram and it gives you an attitude for the rest of the day. You can't talk to them. You can't look at them. You can't even think their name. You might see them in a dream and get so disgusted and it messes up your whole weekend. Like, that is literally the same thing that you're experiencing with love. Like, it's just the disgust version of it, quite literally. You can't even think about this person or focus on them without feeling that. And I think we underestimate that because we feel like, oh, I'm done with this person. I'm done with this situation. I don't want nothing to do with this. And this just isn't about people, y'all. I know I mentioned stuff about cord cuttings in the beginning, but this is about releasing everything. Old jobs, old situations. If you've had to move from your parents' house and you need to release, you know, the feeling of a lot of hate that you have associated with that space, whatever the case may be, hate is just as strong enough to tether you to those places as the love that you felt when you were in them. You know, if you're going to hate something or someone, you might as well stay there because it's going to do the same thing. You're still going to be there because your attention is going to be on it. Even if you're solely focused on avoiding it. If you have on your mind, I need to avoid this, I need to avoid this, I need to avoid this, you're constantly going to be thinking about it. And when you have in your mind that you want to avoid something, you're going to be picking apart every little thing that you see in it. Like, imagine if you are feeling like you know, put on a couple pounds and you're thinking, oh my God, I do not want to look big in this. I do not want to look big in this. I do not want to look big in this. Or you just started a different, you know, hair journey or whatever the case may be. You're starting something new and you're thinking, I don't want to look stupid. I really, really, really want this to work out. Everything that you do, you're going to be picking it apart. Like, does this make me look stupid? Is this working how it needs to? Versus just stepping into it and accepting whatever you are feeling and dealing with it and understanding why you're feeling that. Because a lot of the hate that we experience, a lot of the anger and the rage that we're experiencing for whatever the situation is, can really be broken down into pain. It can be broken down into sadness. It can be broken down to, you know, disappointment. So the frustration that you feel and the anger that you feel, there's nothing that you can do with that. There's nothing that you can do with that. You cannot step in that space and immediately enter a space of love or healing. You have to go through a few more stages before you reach that space of, you know, I can release this person in love and light. I wish them nothing but the best. I understand what this served, you know, in my life, and I'm able to move forward and feel however I may about that. And mind y'all, this is going to be very, very hard because this isn't about just like releasing a friend that lied on you. It's about that too, but it's also about like releasing people who have abused you, releasing people who have hurt you, releasing people, you know, who have done terrible things to you and have put you in terrible, unsafe situations. Like, it gets deep, it gets real. It's about releasing trauma. So of course you're going to hate that person and be disgusted by that because it should not have happened. It shouldn't have even been a thing. You wish it wouldn't happen to you. It changed you forever. Of course you're going to feel that way, but we underestimate what that does for us in our releasing, because it doesn't do anything but hold us back. And you don't have to rush that process. You know, none of this is about rushing. Like, one of the things on here is, you know, not being patient as well. Like, you don't have to rush into feeling differently about something. You know, healing is a lifelong thing. You're going to be changed forever, no matter what happens, good or bad. Every day changes you for the rest of your life. Like, you are not the same person that you were yesterday, and you're not going to be the same person tomorrow. You are different from minute to minute, from moment to moment. You are always changing, 24/7, always. So you don't want to have a certain idea in your mind of, you know, what you should be stepping into. And when you aren't stepping into that space, the anger and the rage, it gets more and more strong. It gets more and more debilitating and holds you back to that space more. So that's the first thing. Do not underestimate the power of your hate, the power of your grudge, because even if you don't feel anything but nasty for somebody, they have just as much of a hold on you as if you felt love for them. So give yourself time to feel the nasty. Don't try to rush past it. Give yourself time to feel that way and ask yourself, why do I feel like this? How has this person hurt me? How deep does this go? Write some journal entries about it. Express it out loud. Go to a rage room. Get it out. Give yourself time to feel it in your body. Don't just push it down with talking shit about them or wishing bad on them or whatever. Give yourself time to make it make sense. Give yourself time to make it make sense. Because it's easy to be like, yeah, God bless them though. I'm not gonna worry about it because God gonna, get my revenge. I'm not gonna have to do nothing. Like, come on now. Like, we know that there be a double meaning. We be waiting for people to get got sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to be mindful of the energies that we feel about those things, because it can absolutely hold you back in your release. And like I said, from the moment of trauma, moment of pain, the moment of change, or whatever you're working to release, you're going to be working to release that and heal that forever, and it's going to look different every day. So don't feel like you have to feel great about it all the time. Sometimes you're going to be upset about it, but let yourself feel that. Have conversations in those moments and break it down and make it make sense. Number 2, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I hope it ain't too long. Number 2, humbling yourself and not realizing how egos play a role in pain. So that's the second thing that a lot of us are doing wrong. A lot of times we feel like, how could this person have done this to me? I was so nice to them. I was so good to them. I'm such a great person. If anybody does me wrong, they just have to be absolutely crazy. That's ego. Because you're not perfect, just like the other people in your life that have hurt you. You are not perfect. We are all bad. We are all good. We are all broken. We are all fixed in some ways. So, let me not get ahead of myself, because I probably didn't even need these numbers, child. I probably could have just rambled on, because I'm really getting into everything. But your ego makes you hold on to pain, because your ego is like, how dare this person? How could they? Have they not seen me? Do they not respect me? What's wrong with them? Like, you feel everything personally and you make it about you. And something I realized very early on, thank God for my brain, girl. I have a good head on my shoulders. I realized very early on, like 17, 18, whoever somebody hurts isn't ever about that person. Because if you're someone that cheats and lies, you're going to do that no matter who you're with, until you decide that you want to change. And that person is never going to be what makes you change, ever. Like, you can have the best person in the world and still want to be who you are, even if you see something in that person that makes you want to change. Like, it still goes back to you wanting to be better, wanting to be a different person overall, And also, you're going to constantly be hurt by people, because if you're coming across people that are not healed, are not aware of what they need to fix, are not on their journey, are not watching YouTube videos, journaling, going to therapy, you're going to be hurt by people more than once. Like, it's going to be happening all over your life, for your entire life. So it's really important to get your ego in check early, because if you don't, every time somebody hurts you, you're going to go back to that space, and it's going to make it harder and harder for you to trust, harder and harder for you to be open, because it's not going to be about the relationship. It's not going to be about the person. It's not going to be about the goal that you have to find your life partner, or your dream job, or your great friend group, or, get into a better situation. It's going to be about, how could they have done this to me? They have me fucked up. They are so wrong for doing this to me. I can't believe somebody can do me like this. I'm so this, I'm so this, I'm so this. It's like, imagine like being on a job that you hate, and all you do is complain about how you hate that job, and you so overqualified, and they so wrong for having you in this position and not doing this and not doing this. And somebody is trying to tell you about a new position that they got opened up for you that you can step into today, but they can't even get a word in, because you're just talking about how bad you feel about it, how hurt your ego is, You'll never really get to it. You'll never be able to hear that there's something better for you. You'll never be able to see that, because you're so focused on, I can't believe this person did this to me. So humbling ourselves and realizing that no matter who you are, no matter how good you are, people are going to hurt you. That's just what you're going to have to accept. And that's just the name of the game. That's just the rule of life. Everybody is going to hurt you. And when you are, letting that ego rule how you feel about a situation, it will definitely make it difficult for you to release it, because you cannot detach from it. Because every time somebody plays with you in the future, you're going to be going back to that part. Like, people really got me messed up. This person did this person did this. What's wrong? Like, and then it goes back to you. What's wrong with me? Am I choosing bad people? So it's never good to let your ego rule you, because your ego will also blame you for everything at the end of the day, literally. So it's just a vicious cycle that a lot of us can step into. So Humble yourself, accept yourself for maybe not setting boundaries or being too kind, or, just being the perfect victim for somebody to take advantage of. And I say victim because everybody doesn't, consider themselves, a victim. But, when we are stepping into spaces where, there's broken people looking for broken people, or broken people looking for somebody to break, depending on who you are and how you are and how much experience you have in life in dealing with those type of people, you might be taken advantage of, you might be hurt. So it's just important to humble yourself, understand your weaknesses, understand your strengths, and not feel like you're the perfect person and perfect partner for everybody, because you're not. So just give yourself time to just be humble and trust that if everybody isn't going to see your light, you're not for everybody. Everybody doesn't think you're the perfect person, and if you're not for somebody, then that's cool. Move on to the next person. If you're not for them, move on to the next person. Give yourself time to heal, relax, learn, and step into the new space. But get your ego in check, because it will definitely keep you tethered to the past. So yeah. The third one, being uncomfortable and impatient with confusion. So like I was saying a little bit with the first one, a lot of times, we do the releasing work, or we say, I'm done with this relationship, and we expect to feel different tomorrow. Like, you have to get comfortable with being confused, comfortable with, I'm ready for this to be done, or I wish I was over this. Like, that's normal. That's a part of it. Like, don't beat yourself up for feeling that way. Don't, put too much focus even on those feelings. If you're feeling that, address it and move on. Don't make it your whole day. Don't make it your whole life, because it just is what it is. Like, don't feel any shame or any guilt or any embarrassment about what you're feeling. Don't feel like you should be over it already. Nobody gets to say that but you. You're the only person that gets to say that. So give yourself grace and get uncomfortable in it, because anytime something happens to you, you're going to be changed for forever. Anytime, anything good or bad. So give yourself time to be uncomfortable. You're creating a new space, right? You're creating a new chapter. You're creating new goals, new boundaries. So it's going to be different. And it might be difficult to get accustomed to it. It might be difficult to get adjusted. So give yourself time. Don't be uncomfortable and impatient, because again, that frustration, that aggravation, like, I just have to get this off of me, that disgust is not good, because you want to be able to accept whatever you experienced. Whenever you have that disgust and that, revulsion for it, and mind you, you're going to feel like that for a while sometimes. So give yourself time to feel that way. But whenever you're ready to move forward, start the process of moving forward. And when that energy comes up, allow yourself to accept it. Allow yourself to understand this is a part of the process. I don't have to feel bad for this. I don't have to feel guilty for this. I don't have to feel like I should have been let this go. Give yourself grace. Give yourself patience. Give yourself a lot of grace and a lot of patience, and just trust it's normal to be uncomfortable in those spaces, and it won't last forever, because it won't. Sometimes time is all we need. So just let time do its thing. You'll be uncomfortable for a little bit, but time will pull through. The fourth one, not taking accountability. So, okay, I think the first couple of ones were a little bit lengthy. These last few, I feel like we're going to be able to speed through. So, not taking accountability. Literally open and shut. Take accountability for your part and, whatever you did, whatever happened in spaces where you were younger, where you were a child, where someone was supposed to be trusted to take care of you and protect you. Work on just accepting the past. If there is truly no accountability for you there because you were a child, work on accepting the past. That doesn't mean understanding it. That doesn't mean feeling okay about it. It just means honoring and accepting that it happened. Not looking to change it, not looking to, what could I have done differently? What could I have done? It happened. It happened. There's nothing that we can do to change the past. So work on accepting. If you were, an adult and you played a role in whatever you're working to release, take accountability for that. Whether that means accepting, like, maybe I should have set better boundaries. Maybe I should have spoken up. Maybe I should have been left them. Maybe I should have been left the job. I listened. I, ignored my discernment, or I ignored my intuition for a little bit. I shouldn't have done that. Whatever that looks like for you, give yourself time to figure out how you could have played a role in it, if at all, because that also helps, release the energy of, this person did this to me. It's like, no, you did it to yourself a little bit. In certain spaces we do it to ourselves, where we ignore red flags, or we do something and we know we don't want to do it, or we know that it's taking us a step back, but we just do it anyway because we're bored and we want to be comfortable, or we just need to figure something out. We're tired of being patient and waiting on something. Let yourself take accountability for that. And again, if you're releasing things that happened in your childhood or when you were younger, work to simply accept the past. That's something that we should all work on, but accepting the past. The fifth one is missing the lesson in the situation. So there's always something that we can pull from a situation, whether it's a lesson for us or a boundary or something to protect us, such as I don't need to go around this person. I can't be around this person. I have to cut ties with this person. I don't need to do this thing. I don't need to drink. I don't need to, watch this show. I don't need to go to this place. It could be a lesson like that where you learn to set up a boundary for yourself to protect yourself. Or it could be a lesson where you learn, like I said, set better boundaries, speak up, express how you're feeling. Nobody is worth your time. No, well, let me not say that. Nobody is owed your time. You don't have to give anybody your time. You don't have to give anybody your space. So knowing when to say no, knowing when to set that boundary and stand on that and be comfortable in that. Not feeling guilty for taking back your power. Just giving yourself time to learn whatever it was that you were supposed to learn in that space, because I guarantee you there's something that you can take from it, whether it's something to keep you safe or something to give you wisdom and experience. There's something for you to take there. And that's definitely a big thing that we miss. Just feeling like, child, all this did is hurt me. It didn't give me nothing. Sometimes that happened. But even in a space like that, now you can learn to take care of yourself. Now you can learn to heal yourself. Now you can learn to care for yourself. Maybe you can learn to, help the people in your life that are dealing with things that are similar. Nobody wants to release trauma. Nobody wants to release pain. Nobody wants to have to accept terrible things that have happened to them. I get it. Terrible things have happened to me. I understand. But, I'm just speaking from a space of, this is what the healing journey looks like. It's not fun. That's why a lot of people have bad things happen to them and they become a bad person, because it's easier to do that than sit and purge all of this stuff and work on it. It is hard work. And if you're even wanting to heal, or if you're even focused on releasing trauma, kudos to you. You should be very, 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 very proud of yourself for doing that, because a lot of people can't even look what they've experienced in the eye. And I mean, people who are grown, people who have lived a couple of lifetimes haven't been able to do that sometimes. So really, really, really even just appreciate the fact that you want to be better and that you want to do better. But yeah, missing the lesson in the situation. Give yourself time to step into the lesson. The sixth thing, multiple releasings with the wrong intention. So I've talked about this before, how it cannot be good to do a bunch of releasings for stuff. So I'll just reiterate that. When you, especially like I said, for the wrong intention, when you're releasing something because you're like, oh my God, I need to get this out of my head. I need to get this off of my energy. I need to remove this from me. What is going on? If it's frustrating you, if it's disgusting you, you want to get to the point where you can think about the things from the past and you can just kind of, have a little conversation with yourself and move on with your day. You don't want to always be so affected that you feel like, let me get the candle, let me burn this, let me do this, let me do another cord cutting. Because the more spiritual effort that you put into something, you're also, spirit knows everything. God knows everything. God knows everything. So when you are asking every day, release me from this, release me from this, release me from this, heal me from this, heal me from this, every single day, all the time, what you're really saying is, this has such a hold on me. I feel like I'm trapped because this has such a hold on me. Like I am literally I'm chained to this from every part of my being. From every part of my being, I'm chained to this. And I cannot free myself from this. There is nothing I can do to free myself from this. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Without letting any time pass, without really giving yourself time to really learn anything. Just doing that overboard work, you're literally saying, this has me so bound. And before we are free from anything, we have to take the first step in our freedom, which might look like being uncomfortable in it, understanding why this has such a hold on you, why it had such a hold on you in the past, giving yourself time to understand in the full scope, how to release the responsibility of certain things, feeling like you're responsible for it, that can hold you to it as well. Giving yourself time to release that responsibility and do the work on your own. Don't feel again like you are rushed to release something, like you have to do it in the next 6 months or whatever. It's probably going to be something that you're working on forever. It most likely will be something that you are working on forever, because there's going to be something that triggers you in 25 years that you aren't even anticipating. But it's going to trigger you and it's going to bring you right back to that space. And you're going to have to do these exercises and make it make sense and figure it out again. So as life goes on, it's important to just not underestimate the healing journey and not feel like, you have to do all of this effort and do all of this work, like writing and burning and burying and, putting stuff on, like getting rid of clothes and gifts and all kind of stuff like that, which is all, things that you can do. But don't feel like doing all of that stuff every day for 6 months is going to make a difference, because it's not. It's actually going to get you more attached, because every time it doesn't work, or every time you think it doesn't work, because you're not thinking it works, because you've either thought about this person, or you're seeing them, or they're popping up in your dreams, or they're trying to contact you. So you're feeling like my releasing isn't work. When in reality, if someone has a close tie to you, especially a soul tie where you need a cord cutting, they can feel when you're pulling away from them. So you damn right, they're going to be in your dreams. They're going to be on your mind. You're going to have to really, work on it even harder, because they know that you're pulling away from them. So their energy is still going to be trying to claw and hang on to yours. Even if they're unaware of what's going on, it's going to still be happening, which is why you'll end up in the same space as somebody where you didn't do it on purpose and neither did they. Y'all energies are connected in a way that you might not even understand or fully grasp. So it's really, really important to feel what you need to feel, understand like, okay, do I need to do something different? Do I need to change what I'm doing? How can I make sure that the work that I'm doing is actually working and going to give me the result that I'm looking for, instead of just doing things over and over and over again and not really feeling any change? So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that work. And lastly, an obsession with karma. So a lot of people really, really, really be waiting on karma. Like, please take this person out whenever they've hurt you. That is definitely stopping you from your releasing, because whatever somebody's karma, that ain't got none of your business. Like, whatever somebody's karma isn't even any of your business. And you don't know who you were in a past life. Something that could have happened to you in this life could have been karma for something that you did to somebody in a past life that you aren't even aware of. That's being honest. Like, we don't understand karma. Like, we just can't understand karma. And this is what I'm saying. Having your third eye open is not always a good thing. We don't know who people were in their past lives at all. Everything is karma. Everything that we do is because we're paying for something. Everything that has happened to anybody in life is because we're paying for something. Everything is karma. Everything. We don't know who people were in the past life. We don't know who they're going to be in the future. We don't know what we got to pay for right now that we're going to do in the next life. We just don't know. Like, we cannot understand karma. We just cannot. Unless your third eye really, 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 really open, then you just not gonna get it. And if you try to explain it to somebody, they're gonna think that you crazy, that you nuts, that it's just ridiculous. Because again, we're thinking of a place of ego. We're thinking like, oh, this can't happen to me. You don't know who you were in a past life. You don't have those memories. You don't know who you were. You could have been a terrible, horrible person. Like, you don't know who you were. So we are obsessed with karma because we want everybody else to be got, but we don't know how we got. We just don't know. We don't know how we got. We don't know what's karma for us. So don't worry about karma. Don't think about karma. Don't trouble yourself with that. Just make sure that you're the best person that you can be. Give everybody love, because you don't know what you've done in the past life. You don't know the things that you've done that you aren't even aware of that have sent somebody on certain spaces. No matter what type of person you are, you do not know, because we are all living our own lives. You are somebody's karma. You are somebody's trauma. You are somebody's pain. You are somebody's problem. So don't be focused on people getting God, or how is this person in a new great relationship, in a new healthy relationship, and they did me so down bad and dirty. You don't know why it happened to you. You don't know what that was supposed to teach you, what that was supposed to show you. And maybe it was supposed to show you have problems with grudges. Maybe it was supposed to show you that you feel like somebody has to go through hell immediately after giving you hell. You don't know what that person is going to step into, and that's not even your business. So sometimes even being obsessed with karma is a lesson in itself. Everything you encounter when you're releasing something is lessons, is showing you something about yourself. And for a lot of us, that's why we even experience the pain, the trauma, the situation, the relationship in the first place. So we could go through this healing and learn all of these additional lessons along the way. It's not even about what happened to us. It's about what we're getting from it. And that sucks too, because we have terrible things that happen to us. And it's like, girl, what the fuck am I learning from this? This is giving me night terrors. I can't sleep. I can't trust nobody. What am I learning from this? And it sucks sometimes, but that's just how life is, okay? I'm not here to answer the hard questions. Get on your knees and pray, ask God. He'll tell you something. I'm not here to answer the hard questions, but that's just the tea. We don't know why we have to go through the things that we go through, and it sucks. But there are ways that we can release these things, heal these things, and let these things go. And I'm pretty sure that you got a bunch of gems already from what I got into. But yeah, guys, those are 7 things that we could be doing wrong in our journey of releasing. Let me know how you felt about this video down below. This definitely went a little bit longer than I was expecting, so I'm sure the tea was spilled. I'm sure y'all fucking with it. But let me know how you feel about it down below in the comments. Remember that I am now doing releasing sessions. that I'm super excited about. You can book a full 90-minute releasing with me or a mini 45-minute releasing with me. I am so excited about stepping into these sessions and doing work that really, 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 really matters. Doing work that really, really heals, that really elevates. Also, guys, a little tidbit for the YouTube fam that nobody else knows. I'm going to be recording some of my courses and uploading them so you guys can take the courses on your own, where you guys will be able to get a ticket for the course. Just, purchase the ticket, and I'll literally send you the YouTube link of, the playlist of all of the video footage of the courses that I've done. My tarot course is going to be first. And I believe I'm going to do my intuitive course as well. But yeah, I'm going to be posting some courses online, and you'll be able to take them on your own. And I'm going to, of course, make a guide and a PDF and all of that as a syllabus still, so you'll have that. But you'll basically be able to go through the classes on your own. A lot of you guys can't meet up for the live, or it's just not practical for you. So I am going to be offering those classes. Now, I hope I can get the tarot class uploaded before the end of the year. That is my goal. But yeah, if you've been interested in taking some courses with me, but definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you check the link in the description box to book sessions with me, listen to the podcast, shop with me, all that good stuff. I love y'all and appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Bless.